Okay, dear ones. All right, we're sitting here in front of the pond. You can't see the pond because mostly it's gone. All that gray area in front is what was part of the pond, and now it's just all dried out. And the stuff in the back, in that green area, it looks kind of like moving, is indeed the water, what's left of it. We're in, obviously, late summer, and things are drying up. Okay, dear ones. So we are here at Point Pinole, and you can look at Arian in a little bit if you want. In fact, we'll do that right now so you can see her. There she is. And there are people coming across. You'll see them in a second. Yes. All right, dear ones. So I let Ari know when I'm ready to talk about things. And this time I'm talking about energy, about people's energy. I realize is really scattered all over the place, all over everywhere. And if you could imagine that something that, when you have a window or a door that gets smashed, or glass door that gets smashed in, and shards go everywhere. Of course, with windows or doors these days, it's safety glass, so it's not bad. It just crumbles. It isn't really bad shards. But I would like to say that this is what's happened to most of you. We're going back here to the pandemic, of course, because the pandemic has really thrown a bomb into everybody's lives. And each of us is dealing with it in a different way. So if you could imagine, I say, if I could describe, and you could imagine just sitting quietly and having something thrown in your lap that shatters all of your energy and sends it in every direction all over the place. That's what this pandemic has done. And then there's Black Lives Matter, and then there's the election, and then there's the heat wave in California and the wildfires, and then hurricanes, and who knows what, thing after thing after thing. And just as everybody is trying to get back to, quote, normal, unquote, everything turns into craziness again. It's like it shatters one more time. And, and what's made it even worse is that none of you have really recovered. The pandemic throws a bomb into your laps and all your energy flies out. But then it doesn't come all the way back, and Black Lives Matter comes in, and there's protests and fighting and all that. It isn't like it came back. It's that some of it came back, and then another bomb falls in your lap, and more goes out. So what I'm trying to say, dear ones, is that there's a lot of your energy, a lot of your consciousness all over the place. And so that's what the simple little today meditation is about. Everybody bringing back their energy. But we're not only going to be bringing it back for us, we're also bringing it back for the planet as well. Because everybody else on this planet has the same problem. And if all of the people on this planet are suddenly back in their space, then they have the opportunity to see what's what. Because when people are discombobulated out of their center, unaware of what's going on, other people who are cunning, sly, and insidious can move in. And we'd like to prevent that. So dear ones, right now it's very simple. Let's imagine that there is you're all going to expect me to say a grounding cord, a crystalline grounding cord coming up from the center of the earth to as wide as your room, going all the way into the sun. And yes, you can do that. But I'm also going to say, let's imagine crystalline grounding going out of the center of the earth and covering the whole earth, so that the whole earth is suddenly swallowed, covered, overwhelmed by this crystalline grounding cord, and the whole thing is grounded into the sun. So you have every single being on this planet grounded, whether they know it or not, or feel it or not. Grounded into the earth, grounded into the sun. And what I'd like you all to do now is we're going to ask the planetary guardians to send out a call to that, and it says, everyone's energy go back to them. But don't go back to them just as it is. Go back to them and imagine a big bucket or a bowl in front of you filled with gold, healing, cleaning light. And ask that all of the energy that you have that has dissipated somewhere, anywhere, just imagine it, invite it to come back. So even though I'm asking you to do it, just imagine that every single being, person, human, non-human, on this planet is calling back their energy. Whether or not they're aware of it, it doesn't matter, because we allow it to happen. We allow that the planetary guardians, their higher selves, that source, everything is allowing this to happen, that everyone's energy is coming back to them. And I'm only using you, dear ones, because I know all of you are needing this as well. But just imagine it's global, all of those people as well. But if you just think about yourselves, imagine that bucket or barrel of gold light waiting for all of your energy to come back. And the planetary guardians are sending out a call and saying, energy, go back to your people. Go back to the people you belong to. And just imagine a wave of that sound going through the whole planet, going around like a wind, which goes right through every soul and then as it goes around the world, and you can see my hand, or Arian's hand actually, going around, and as it does, it collects all of that energy from wherever it's scattered and brings it, as it comes around the planet, as fast as that, it goes right into your bucket, the next person's bucket, everybody's appropriate bucket. And when it does, all of you are now getting your energy back. From 6 months of this, we are in the 6th month of this pandemic, the 6th month. And it isn't just one thing, it's one thing and another and another. And all of those are coming back to you. For those people who have been evacuated or burned out of the fires, this is a way to regain the energy you need so that you can move forward in the next phase of your life. Because many people who have been evacuated, who have lost everything, who have no idea what's happening next, are so ungrounded and so depleted of energy. This gives them the opportunity to reground and reset themselves. And if you don't have any of those crises, but you do feel overwhelmed, tired, exhausted, depressed, anxious, the level of anxiety in the world is enormous. All of that, just bring back your energy to yourselves and let it get all cleaned off in that gold light inside those buckets. And by the way, if you need more buckets or more barrels, you can have those. And now, just bring that barrel or bucket and dump it over you. Bring your energy back to you. Allow yourself to regain what you have lost over the past 6 months. Allow yourself to become if not whole, more whole than you have been. And not H-O-L-E, but W-O-H-O-L-E. Complete. Allow this energy to flow through you. Allow your cells to be filled with your essence that you haven't had in a very long time. And as you are, I'm going to open up now. I'm going to let out my hands, and you can open yours as well. And I'm sending now the white Christed light through you, so you can feel this light, feel this incredible high energy flowing through you, integrating, absorbing, assimilating, allowing the vibration inside of you to become higher and more evolved, so that you are once again functioning at a much higher level of being than you have for at least 6 months, and maybe even longer. And even imagining this vibration going up to the highest level of your being. Feeling yourself grounded into this earth now. When we ask the planetary guardians to ground the whole planet, it's more than just you grounding. It's the whole planet. The magnetism of the core of this planet vibrating through every single being. And if you have all of your essence back, now you can feel that even more strongly, really being attached and grounded to the earth. And now, just allow Source to come into you. And I say this, even as the white Christed light is running through you, allow Source to be there in your space, to remind you of your ascendedness, of your ascended being, of your evolving, of your highest level of consciousness coming back to you, or coming to you if you haven't ever felt it before. Allow yourself, your angelic self, to expand, to open, to embrace the highest qualities of your being. And take a moment now to feel this, to remind yourself that you're more than just human, that you are actually really intensely, powerfully the best possible. And then when you're finished, close your hands and allow yourself to be in this state of being for as long as you choose. When you walk away, you don't have to say, I'm done. You can be in this place. And remind yourself, dear ones, as you're getting anxious or whatever, you now have the strength to continue. And that is all I have for today. Thank you, dear ones.